very pleasant day to all of you present here. Today I am here with a very beautiful poem written by Sir Rudyard Kipling, and the title of the poem is If. In 1907, Sir Rudyard Kipling was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature, making him the first English language writer to receive the prize and its youngest recipient to date. The poem If by the Indian-born British Nobel laureate poet Rudyard Kipling is a poem of ultimate inspiration that tells us how to deal with different situations in life. The poet conveys his idea about how to win this life and, after all, how to be a good human being. The poem, written in 1895 and first published in Rewards and Fairies 1910, is 32 lines long with 4 stanzas of 8 lines each. It is a tribute to Leonard Starr Jameson. The poem is written in the form of a paternal advice to the poet's son, John, as for you will see when I'll be narrating the poem. Moreover, I have a selection of theme here for this particular poem, so I hope you like the theme, and then we can go on with the narration and the explanation of the poem. For the theme, as already told, the poem basically tells us the conditions that we should meet to succeed in life and make this life happy and a beautiful one. The whole poem is written in a single complex sentence, so all the subordinate clauses begin with if, and the main clause concluding the entire theme comes at the end, and the poem ends with a full stop. This structure of the poem was important to achieve the conditional goal. The poet speaks of the achievement at the end after discussing all the requirements to reach there. This structure is actually symbolic in suggesting that you can get the rewards only after you have fulfilled the preconditions. Moreover, this makes the readers eager to know what would happen when we meet all these conditions, thus retaining the curiosity and interest till the end. So, let's begin with the narration, and first I'll narrate the whole poem to you, and then I can explain line by line what is the meaning of this precisely beautiful poem. So here we go. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same. Imposter is an individual who pretends to be somebody else. So you have to treat both triumph and disaster as equals if you want to succeed in life. If you can bear to hear the truth you have spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or wash the things you gave your life to, broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it, remember, and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings with, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you will be a man, my son, you will be a man, my son. As we have seen, this is a critical comment by Bruce Lee. He has said that defeat is a state of mind. No one is ever defeated until defeat has been accepted as a reality. So in order to achieve victory, we should never accept defeat, as we have been told by everyone else that we should never give up. The same thing goes throughout the theme of this poem, in which Rudyard Kipling tells his son that he should be brave enough, to go forth and pursue his dreams, but he should not make dreams his master. Rather, he should work hard to achieve those dreams with ease. And moreover, he also says that the earth is yours if you can possess all these virtues. So it's a very beautiful poem written in here. So now I'll go on with the line by line explanation of this poem. If you want to understand it deeply, then we can go on. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. To be a good human being and to succeed in life, we should keep calm when other people around us are losing their cool. We should not lose our temperament even if others are blaming us for their fault. Losing the temper does not solve a problem, rather it intensifies that. Keeping the head cool makes us think wisely to face those tough situations, and ultimately a solution comes out. It is a simple concept that whenever you get angry, you take rash decisions, and whenever decisions are taken in a haste, they turn out futile, and they do not give you anything good in return. So you should always keep your cool, and you should always go on with a virtuous mind ahead. If you can trust yourself when all men are doubting you, but make allowance for their doubting too. Now this means that you have to trust yourself. When everybody around you says that you cannot do something, you should make sure that you do that particular thing in the best possible manner and show them that you are the best in that particular thing. We should have the faith in ourselves even when others doubt us. But after that, we should give some importance to their doubts and try to find out what may be the reason that why they are commenting on you, so that we can end their suspicions and we can ultimately succeed. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting. So this is a very beautiful line, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting. We should work hard and wait for the results patiently. We should not get tired by waiting. In Bhagavad Gita, there's a shlok which says that Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana, in which it is said by Lord Krishna that you only have the potential to commit your work in the best possible manner. The results don't depend on the results are not in your hands. They are given by Almighty, and whenever anything has to happen, it has to happen with the will of Almighty. So you should not get tired by waiting. Whatever work you commit, whatever work you do, you should always wait patiently enough to have the most allured results. Or being lied about, don't deal in lies. People may lie about us to others. There's as Gaur Gopal Das has said that there is a 5-letter word which is the most discussed, it's gossip. So people ultimately they will lie about you. They will think that something annoying, they will say something annoying about you, and that will make you frustrated sometimes. But you need to keep your cool, and you should never lie about anyone else. It is a very virtuous thing if you can be with the truth. And in the Indian strata, we say that Satyamev Jayate, the truth alone wins. So we should always speak the truth, and we should never hurt others. Or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. We should not show us as too good a person or talk too wisely with common people, even after possessing such qualities. Why is it so? Why we should not talk too wise or look too good? Because if we do so, then people start having an aversion to us. If we will start speaking about something which is very different from the subject which is being talked about, and we start showing ourselves too highly recognized or too highly statused, so then our common folks, the people around us, will feel an aversion to us, because they will start thinking us as somebody who is aloof, somebody who wants to be aloof, and that can make us aloof, and that can make us very lonely. So we should never look too good nor talk too wise. Be like the common folk, have a common touch, and whatever you say, be virtuous, but keep those virtues in a safe until you are in the best company to present them. And if you can dream and not make dreams your master, to do something bigger, we should dream first. But you should dream with your eyes open, not with your eyes closed. And he reminds us not to be guided by unrealistic dreams. The poet says that you should not be, guided by unrealistic dreams. A dream. How do you define a realistic and an unrealistic dream? A realistic dream is defined by your current circumstances. You need to make sure that if you have to pursue something which is much higher in potential, then you need to be, in the reach to grasp it. It should not be so much further away from you. You should work towards it, actually. You should move forward in order to have that particular goal in your hand. If dreams take the driver's seat, we should get detached from reality and eventually fail. So, if you are dreaming relentlessly, but you are not making efforts to go and pursue those dreams well enough, then eventually you are going to fail. And when you fail, it is very hard to get up again and to start all over. If you can think and not make thoughts your aim. So, the next line says, if you can think. See, thinking can be positive and it can be negative. But sometimes you should not think too much before committing yourself to a particular work or a particular thing. For example, if you want to, understand the concepts of something, you don't need to overthink it in your mind, because overthinking ultimately, it results from having too much of free time. And if you're having too much of free time, then you're not moving, you're not working towards your goals or towards your dreams, because you're, too free for that prospect. So you should not make thoughts your aim. You should work to meet whatever comes at your way ahead. If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same. As I said, you have to meet with everything that comes your way. So eventually, the poet also says this. Actually, the poet said it first, but anyway, he says that if you can meet with triumph and disaster, if you can meet with victory and disaster and treat those two imposters, those two imposters, I already told you that they are somebody pretending to be something else, just the same, then you can always win in life, because you won't be too depressed when you fail and you won't be overjoyed when you win. So it will be a balanced situation for you. If you can bear to hear the truth you have spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools. We have to bear the tough situations where we see that our speech or statement is distorted by someone to befool others. And that sometimes happens with you. You speak something else about somebody else, and somebody else says something else about somebody else. So eventually when they turn out to you, your statement has changed into something else. There's a game also in which we do such things, and it is known as Chinese whisper, in which you utter a sentence into somebody else's ear, and then he passes on the sentence, and ultimately when it comes to you again, you see the meaning is completely changed. So it will happen to you in real life as well. People twist whatever you say, and they make others angry for you, but still you got to work towards not paying so much attention to that and going on your way ahead. Or watch the things you gave up your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools. Sometimes it happens that whatever you created throughout your life, it gets broken in an instant. You build prestige, but for some reason you lose that prestige in a second, in a flash of a second. So what ultimately helps you there is that you need to stay there. You need to stay around that wreck, and you need to start thinking how you can build it again. We have to hold our nerves even after seeing that our favorite thing that we built with all our efforts and trying is broken. Then we have to pick up the scattered parts and build it all over again. This is another key to getting to the top of the world. And everybody who has succeeded in life has started all over again. Thomas Alva Edison invented the light bulb, but before he did so, he had 1,000 failed inventions. And he said that I failed my way to success. And that is very true. You have to fail many times in order to succeed once. And that is, what the poet wants to tell here. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. We should be able to accumulate all we have and take a risk in one turn of the game of pitch and toss. We may lose the game and all our possessions, but we have to stay calm without uttering a word about that loss and rebuild it from the beginning. See, sometimes it happens that you lose everything you had, but in that situation too, you need to stay calm. Though it is a very difficult, virtue to follow. It is very hard for you, if you lose everything you have, to stay calm. But still, if you have that will, if you have that power to stay calm and stay, focused, then you can rebuild it all again and you can succeed then too. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. In the 4 lines above, the poet continues the same theme of mental strength and the power of will. We have to force our body. Sometimes it's very hard when you are exercising, to pull that extra bit of strength, out from your body in order to perform the best in life. So the same happens, when you are in difficult circumstances. You have to make yourself do some things which potentially seem impossible, but you should have some reserve strength in you in order to move on, in order to, go forward and say to those, circumstances that, no, I am here to face you and I can go on throughout this whole journey. So if you can do so, you will always be, virtuously winning in life. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch. We should stay in touch with people from every class of the society. We should be able to talk with common masses without losing our virtue or moral values. Again, we should be able to walk with kings without going beyond the reach of the common people. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much. See, this shows your mental and spiritual stability in here. If all men count with you, that means that all those who are around you are important to you, but none too much. That is, you are not dependent on anyone too much that you cannot live without them or you cannot stay without them. You came in this world alone and you will go out of this world alone. So in order to sustain yourself in this world, you need to surround yourself with people, but no one of them should be so important to you that you feel crippled without him. We should build ourselves strong enough mentally and physically so that neither enemies nor loving friends can hurt us. Moreover, we should develop a healthy relationship with everyone around us and should not allow anyone to harm us. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, time is precious. A minute is filled with 60 seconds. Time is here called unforgiving, as it waits for none and doesn't forgive him who wastes it. So we should utilize the time in every virtue of life so that we can succeed whenever we have the will to do so. Wasting time is not something we can afford in our short lifespan, so we should fill the 60 seconds with a distance run. Means we should always keep working towards our dreams. We should always run towards what we need to pursue in life. We should never stop at a particular place. Yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you will be a man, my son. Finally comes the achievement that we can get if we fulfill all the conditions mentioned so far. We can win this earth and everything that's in it. We can go to the top of the world and rule over everything. And what is more, we would be a complete and perfect human being. And that is what the poet tells you here. So it's a very beautiful poem, as I have already told you. The presentation is by me, and I hope you like this. If you understood the poem, that's very well done. And please comment and tell us what more we can produce for you. And if you like the video, please like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe our channel. Thank you so much, and I hope I see you again very soon. Thank you.